tell from my accent, I'm not from around here. In fact, when I told my friends I wanted to be a comedian, they all laughed. Well, they're not laughing now. Well, we're all here to raise money for cancer research, aren't we? So let's hear it as a big cheer for Relay for Life. And there's no one here who hasn't been affected by cancer, I'm sure. Everyone here in the room. So let's hear it from all you cancer survivors. My wife was diagnosed with breast cancer 4 years ago. 4 years ago she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And it's a hard time, isn't it? It's a very hard time when you've gone through and those treatments, they're not exactly like a trip to the spa, are they? So, you know, being positive is important, isn't it? We've all got to be positive when the cancer diagnosis comes through, so you've got to look for the little silver linings in everything. Well, in my wife's case, we looked for the silver linings. The first thing, when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, she'd always wanted a tattoo. So they were happy to oblige. It was in the shape of crosshairs, but she got her tattoo. When the radio treatment was going on, she had a beautiful tan. It was all in one place, but it was a great tan. But best of all, before the breast cancer, my wife had, how could we put it politely, an ample breast appropriate to her years. You know, the kind of thing, on a cold night she could wear them as earmuffs in bed. Well, after breast cancer and reconstruction, she has this wonderful, herky breast of a 20-year-old. It's wonderful. On the downside, of course, now she has nothing to kneel on when she's scrubbing the floor. But we were able to donate her old bras to medieval times that made a siege So I suppose we've all here, everyone here has probably done the walk for a cure as well. Have we? We've all done the walk for a cure? Yes. We've got the complete set of t-shirts. We've got the t-shirts. We've got the red one, the blue one, the green one, the yellow one. My favourite is the green one because that doubles up for St Patrick's Day. Except when you've had all your St Patrick's Day revelries, you are walking for entirely different sorts of cure. Of course, none of us are getting younger, are we? We're all, you know, adding on the years. Personally, yeah, arthritis is the thing. We're all, yeah, arthritis is coming to all of us, folks. You know, joint replacement surgery is on the horizon, so I recommend we start saving now for your replacement hips and your replacement knees. You need to save it in a joint account, of course. Personally, you know, I've got dreadful hips. I went to the doctor and I said, my hips are killing me. He said, well, in my opinion, that's arthritis due to old age. I said, well, I want a second opinion then. He said, well, also, you're bald and you're wrinkly, and that's also due to old age. But since I've had my hips replaced, I had my hips replaced 10 years ago. I'm full of metal now, so every time we go anywhere near the entry gates on Marigold, the gates open all by themselves. But while we're on the subject of the gates, aren't you all pleased that they changed the transponders on the entry gates? Who else used to have that gate? You would come up to the gates and you would have the it would start stuck to the window, and then it would be over there, and then over there. You would wind the window down and hold it out over there. Reverse. Try it again. No. We resorted to having my wife stand on the hood of the car like Superman as we came through. When you come to Solivita, it's not just the entry gates you have to get used to. There's so much else that you have to get used to in Solivita. When we first came here, we were invited to a party at 5 p.m. And you know, we turned up at 7, fashionably late with our bottle of wine, and the host said, "What do you think this is, a sleepover?" One of the good things here tonight, you know, with us all getting older, is we started early enough. We didn't quite start at 5. We started early enough that with the clocks having gone forward, there is a chance, just a slim chance, that we won't have to be driving our golf carts home in the dark. And don't you think it's sort of ironic? It's sort of like a sick joke on those golf cart manufacturers that in the day of million candle power flashlights, they power the headlights with glowworms. But back on the subject of the old arthritis, you know, it's just getting us in practice for when we're really, really old and decrepit and we're in fact incontinent, because it gets us into walking as though we're already wearing a diaper. We need plenty of space here. And of course now, with arthritis, there's plenty of other cures. There's medical marijuana, of course, isn't there? Yeah, we can all turn to the medical marijuana. It doesn't help the pain, but it gives you an excuse for walking that slowly. But there's more to get used to when you come to Solivita than just early parties and gate transponders. There's the palmetto bugs. You know, they don't tell you that there are no cockroaches in Florida. There's just palmetto bugs. For those people who don't know the difference between a cockroach and a palmetto bug is a cockroach that kidnaps your dog. And quite apart from the palmetto bugs, I have a friend in England who complains about the rooster next door that regularly wakes him up at 5 a.m. Well, all I can say is he's never had 2 sandhill cranes outside the window. I love the wildlife. This one's for you, Jeff. I love the wildlife. Most of all, I love the gators. Don't we love the gators? Yes! We have a big 8-footer near us. Such a kindly smile she's got. She lays there grinning away. And sometimes when the wife's not pleased with me, I just think the gator looks like a good option with its kindly smile. And I certainly have to say that it's got a warmer heart and kinder eyes. And definitely less wrinkly skin.
Walking home.
There are other things as well, aren't they? You just daren't go outside the gate in Solivita, mainly because of the drivers. We always say, actually, that Florida drivers make Italian drivers look good. I saw a turn signal once. I think it was a Thursday in 2008 or something like that. But it's not surprising, is it? Not surprising that you don't see turn signals, because have you seen the state of some of the cars? They're lucky to have wheels, let alone turn signals. And in fact, at DMV, I'm pretty sure all they do at the Florida DMV is say, just don't drive into lakes, and then they take a really, really hideous picture of you. Talking about hideous pictures, just the other day, I looked in the mirror. No, I was, we all do this, don't we? I look in the mirror to shave every morning. And yet I don't see myself. I stand there, I shave, I look in the mirror, and yet the other day I was walking through JCPenney, and I thought, God, look at that big fat bowl. talking of looking in the mirrors, they all say that as we grow older, when we look in the mirrors, we see our father looking back out at us. Well, in our house, for when the kids were young, we have a dressing up box. Don't know anybody else had a dressing up box when the kids were young. And in this dressing up box, there's a Rizzo wig. You know how to grease Rizzo. And anyway, so kids have all moved out, and we were tidying up the house, and out came the dressing up box, and I picked up this Rizzo wig and stuck it on my head. Now, in our bedroom in England, we've got mirrors all along one wall. No, not because of what you're thinking. Mirrors all along one wall. So I put this Rizzo wig on and sat down in front of the mirror. And there, out of the mirror, was not my father, but my Auntie Anne. The only difference being, I haven't got her moustache. Thank you, Solivita.